All right. Cool. So this is hold on one second. Let me get this banner going here. Show. There we go. So this is One Stop Mouse live with the Duphily crew. This is an interview we've been looking forward to for a long time. These people seem like they're not only very friendly, but I don't know what they don't collect.
Yeah.
So everyone say hi to the Duphily crew, and
So it's the Duphily crew.
Duphily.
Duphily. I thought I got it right. That was what Dole Whip asked you. How do you pronounce your name? So it's the Duphily. It's a short I then?
Yeah.
Yes,
Duphily.
Duphily.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great. It's the Duphily crew, and the Duphily crew consists of
Ron.
you and your wife, or the kids are in it, or sometimes not in it, or how does that work?
Sometimes they're in it.
Yeah, so we started doing the live stream and doing Walt vlogs I think February of last year approximately.
Right.
Where we tried to do something on a regular basis. And that came about was our son was watching like Tim Tracker and a lot of these other vloggers and came up to me and said, "Dad, you got this YouTube channel. I used to do baseball pack openings with you. Why can't we do something all together and start it back up again?"
Right.
So I said, okay. And so it started out as like the four of us, and I still consider like the four of us being the Duphily crew. But I think it's really morphed into the Ron and Meredith show because I think we've had a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Just meeting new people, meeting new friends. Right. It's kind of taken on a life of its own. And now I don't even think they want to be on right now. To them, they kind of they do and they don't. It's like every time I ask them, "Do you want to come on? We can talk about this." They kind of push back a little. So right now it's just mom and dad. It's kind of.
But they're in our vlogs, because they're with us on vacation. So you'll see them there.
Yeah, my channel basically was myself and my wife. But then my wife didn't want to be in it so much. So she's kind of like, she's holding the gimbal and stuff when I do live streams if I have to go to the bathroom or something. And I'll hear her saying something off the side of the screen, like I'll be into it so much that I'll be almost walking into somebody's back instead of, looking at the lines on the ground for social distancing. And she'll be pulling me back. But she really doesn't want to be seen anymore. She just wants to be behind the scenes. So,
I can see both sides to it.
At first I was uncomfortable, then I got used to it. So
well, she can talk to anybody. She she likes to blab and everything. So
I like to talk.
Sounds like my wife. That's interesting. And then so I think I was looking at the Build a Droid video, and it was like you and your teenage son.
Yes.
And I think you were recently at the Miami Zoo. Right.
So the Miami Zoo, that one's not recent. That was from several years ago.
Oh, really?
5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. I've been sitting on that video for a while. Decided to put it up Tuesday because what I was working on, I was having issues with it. So I wanted to share that. So that's from a trip where we spent 5 weeks in Florida. Mm-hmm. So being at my company for 10 years, they gave you a 4-week sabbatical.
Oh,
on top of your vacation time. So I kind of spent it as family time where we just spent 5 weeks in Florida and doing a lot of things outside of just Disney and Universal. And that was one of the many things we did on that trip.
That's cool. That's cool. So if you're just joining us now at a couple of minutes after 7, please do us a favor and subscribe to my channel, One Stop Mouse, and the Duphily Crew's channel, and hit the notification bell to get made aware of future things, especially in this day and age where, before this broadcast is over, something new probably just happened at Disney.
Right.
Disneyland just opened as I'm opening my mouth, or they just changed procedures for COVID and all kinds of things.
Or some new merch came out,
right before, before I was picking up my dog's vomit and talking to you, right before that, I was looking at something on my phone, and there's actually one of the Imagineers has gotten together with some people who have a new tech that can do a COVID test in 60 seconds based on a saliva test.
Wow.
And what they're wanting to do so that they can, recoup all of the lost revenue, they're thinking is to basically test people at the gate. And they can get, so they know if you got it, you're asymptomatic or whatever. And then when they know you definitely don't have it, once you go in, you won't have to wear a mask and they won't have to do all these procedures, because once you're through the gates, you've got a safe bubble. And I thought, wow, figures. It would be Disney to figure that out, right? Before the federal government.
Yeah. So we had to get tested coming from Massachusetts. So going down to Florida and coming back, we either had to get tested or quarantine for 14 days. That was something our state.
Yep. It's mandatory. Yep.
So we actually opted to get COVID tested the day we got back. And ours was the saliva test. But instead of like what you said,
it wasn't a swab. We had to spit into it was like you had to spit like an inch of spit into a tube.
And wait 24 to 48 hours for the test to come back.
Everybody's in their cars.
It's not enough spit, man. Huck it up.
Yeah.
And you can't eat or drink or anything half an hour before. So it's just like you're like trying to make up spit. It was like, oh my. I'm like, I have no spit.
I had no trouble though.
Yeah, you had no trouble, but.
All right. Hey, Disinfinity, welcome to the stream. Disinfinity has an amazing channel. If anybody's not checked this out, this is a 13-year-old young man who is obviously really intelligent and knows everything about Disney and is really insightful. Disneyland is trying to reopen. Hopefully it happens soon. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Josh D'Amaro, one of the bigwigs at Disney, has basically threw down the gauntlet and said to California, would you help us open? Because the city of Anaheim is going broke. All those businesses around Disneyland, there's nothing happening. So, wow.
Yeah, I did. I did read his comments on that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there.
Yeah. Well, one thing you got to figure is if I'm Josh D'Amaro and you're the governor, I'd basically just point at Disney World and go, well, look how great we've done. There are no cases linked back to that. We're very successful, and we've been open for months. I mean, isn't that a good proving ground to open up Disneyland?
Yeah. I mean, I would even say they opened up while cases were really spiking in Florida. Remember, it was Florida and Texas, because we were trying to figure, do we still go on our trip? But we felt safe enough from seeing the procedures Disney put into place. We still felt safe enough to go. Granted, we couldn't go outside. We didn't feel safe going outside the bubble, but for what Disney did, definitely felt safe. So I kind of agree with you. The governor should look at all of that and say Disney did a great job in Florida. You have to trust that they're going to do the same thing in California.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems there was no test. Well, I mean, they had Shanghai before Disney World, Disneyland Shanghai to look at, and they had gotten affected way before us too. That wave came from China through Europe to here. Let's see. Wild Bud Fox. Hi, Bob. How you doing? Gina Lizzetti, the governor of California, is really stubborn. Yeah, he is. I'm not a Californian anymore, but I'm not going to say anything. I live in Florida. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have heard about, like, I have a lot of Disney cast member friends, and Walt Disney World employs like 75,000 people in the state of Florida. And they basically are what the infrastructure of Orlando was built on. Walt and the governor at the time basically got together and he said, if you build roads and you fix this airport, we'll build a city and we'll have our place here. And even they didn't have enough clout to get the governor of Florida to get unemployment benefits to furloughed cast members for like months. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't envy governors. They seem to be within a rock and a hard place. Well, so give us a brief. I know you've been doing this a lot lately because you're so popular, and I do agree with Dole Whip Dad that, I mean, you guys are like pioneers of the Disney YouTube community, even though you don't think of yourself that way, I guess. But you were doing these 5-minute clips in like 2009, I think you said. So what's the history of the channel?
Yeah. Well, thanks, because we definitely don't think we're pioneers, but we've
No.
been hearing it more and more from
Yeah.
people. So it's nice people think of us that way.
I think you should wear one of those Davy Crockett coonskin caps and get on whenever you do your blogs. You just say, we're the pioneers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting you one next time we go to Frontierland.
So 2009 is when we started, and back then when you for YouTube you only could your video length was limited to 5 minutes.
Right.
So if you ever look at a lot of our earlier stuff, so like you'll see that I pushed up Spectral Magic, and if you ever wondered why, there's a part 1 and part 2. You know, it's not that I was crazy. It's more that was the limit that YouTube put on you. So if you want to get a full parade up, you did have to split it up. And we really only started out on all our vacations, no matter where we've gone. I've always taken tons of pictures and tons of video. And it more started out with for memories of our kids. Yeah. But then when I discovered YouTube in 2009, I said to myself, why not just throw up a video and see what happens? Would people really watch? What's this all about? Because I'm a tech guy. I work in technology. I love gadgets and all that. So that's what really interested me. And that's how I first started getting involved in this. And then it just, I did random things. I mean, I didn't do anything too regular, but I did random things. Our highest viewed video was, I don't even think it's like 5 minutes long. It was just one I did with my daughter, where we showed off our Harry Potter wands and merchandise we got from Universal from when they first opened. And I still can't fathom how that got all those views. And I didn't understand back then what was happening. I mean, because maybe if I did, I would have learned more and tried to grow the channel more way back when that happened. But I did it because it was just something fun to do with the kids. And that kind of morphed into when my son got older. I don't have these videos anymore. They're public because of COPA. Private, yeah. I was doing baseball card box openings because that's another hobby that I have. I shared it with my son.
Another thing he collects.
So we were
doing more of the baseball cards than this stuff.
So we just started doing videos of us opening packs of baseball cards, and I just can't believe how many people would watch just me opening up packs of baseball cards. I mean, it was just amazing, and we just kind of did that, and just I was just doing random things, and it wasn't until last February where we just started doing something on a regular basis, and it first just started out as vlogs, but I wanted to get monetized because one of the things I didn't like was, remember when YouTube changed the metrics for monetization? I used to be monetized. And then when it made it in the news that they were going to strip that away from me, and I was like, what is this? I like challenges, and I took that as a challenge to try to get monetized again. So that's what we started doing, a lot of the vlogs. And then Meredith came up with the idea. She noticed that people were live streaming. So we did a test run of live streaming, and I noticed I could get views and watch time ramped up a lot quicker that way. So we said, let's do live streams on a regular basis. But luck was on our side. I threw up a video that got 20,000 views and tons of watch time to get us monetized again. But we still gave the live streams a chance. And I would say within the last 4, 5, 6 months, I think it's kind of we've kind of found a footing for ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we're just trying to go with it and try to grow with it, and just trying to come up with topics that are fun. Yeah. For us to talk about, but fun for others that want to tune in.
Right. Yeah. I live a half an hour outside the park, and even though I'm here, I was a little cautious with the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Especially me, because I have diabetes and I eat like I don't. I'm one of those guys who's a total denial, which means if I were to get COVID, you don't heal as quick. So I was a little, and then finally I started seeing that the people that do live local were getting lots and lots of subscribers because, of course, all the people in the rest of the country who are afraid to come down here are more than ever living vicariously through live streams as you're walking around the park. And so I just, I started actually with with a mask and a shield that attached to a Disney baseball cap.
Yeah.
And then I saw how safe it was. And then because streaming does seem to really amp up subscribers and stuff and view times, I kept seeing that I think this is a great way for me to meet you. I see you like in a chat for somebody else's thing, and I'll say, hey, Duphily crew, how are you? But for me to be able to meet people face to face, even when they come down here to the parks, you go, yeah, we should meet up. But how vacations can be, especially have kids and stuff. This is too much logistics. And so I've been doing more of both of those things.
It's funny you say that, because this last trip, we tried to make an effort where we reached out to people that we've either seen in the streams a lot through chat or streamers that we watch, and reached out to them and say, hey, we know the parks are closing earlier, but do you want to get dinner afterwards at Disney Springs or whatever? And some people, if they wanted to meet up in the parks, we were all for it. And our kids are older, so if they didn't want to be with us, they can go on their own, and if they didn't want to. And I tell you, being able to see the people in person and interact, and we felt like we made a lot of new friends, especially this last trip.
Right.
And I owe that to YouTube and us starting up our channel and doing these live streams, that it just took a different dimension to our trip.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm like 58, and sometimes I'll be like a crotchety old man. These kids, they don't even talk to each other face to face, kind of thing. But then I'm doing the same exact thing. It's not about age. A lot of elderly people totally are virtual because they just don't get out and stuff. And I'm reminded how important it is to be able to do something face to face, because now I'll get off of here and we met now. We're not just chatting back and forth where you see a highlighted, hi Duphily crew. So this is fantastic. So we know where you were now, and we know kind of what you're doing now. Do you have like a place where you see that you want your channel to go, or things you want to do that you haven't done or anything? Or have you just taken it day by day like me?
Do you want to answer?
I don't even know. What do we what our plans for?
I right now I think we're just taking it day by day.
Okay. Yeah. No Duphily Empire on YouTube then? No.
Yeah, no. I mean, if it happens, it happens. We're the type of people that don't like to plan. We like to wing it by the seat of our pants. So even if you watch our live streams, if you ever notice, we wait till the very last minute to say what we're going to talk about, because it's us trying to think of something that's going to be fun and original.
Right.
We try not to copy, and it's hard, and we know we probably do, right?
Right.
That we just live day to day. We just even with the vlogging, if an idea comes to us, we'll just vlog it or create the video and go for it.
I've got like 6 questions here that I tape to my monitor, and then I just say, we'll just go from there, because I talk a lot. I could easily do that for 45 minutes. So I'm really interested in your collection, I got to say, personally. I've watched it, I see the castle that you've been talking about, and I was commenting on the T-shirts that you're pulling out the other day, and I really like that one. It was like the Fab 5 characters in a gray T-shirt that you got at Disney Springs. Yeah. So each of you can answer separately. What's your favorite piece? It doesn't have to be Disney either, but what's your favorite piece of merchandise from Universal or Disney or any place? Baseball cards for each of you.
Yeah.
Can you think of one that comes off the top of your head? I can think of one, but.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Is that a Lego, by the way?
What's that?
Lego castle you lit up?
That is a Lego Cinderella castle.
Gotta get that. Everybody's getting those. What?
Yeah, that in the train station you have to get. I haven't
Yeah.
put the train station together yet, but the train station is the next thing to get.
Yeah, he has that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, my most cherished thing right now is I saw my son do the Savvy's workshop where he gets to build his own lightsaber. And I was so jealous that I canceled my reservation from doing it after watching him have like his eyes are wide open, like the biggest smile that I was like, man, what did I miss out on? To make me feel better, I bought the Darth Vader Legacy lightsaber. And right now that's like my most favorite thing because I'm a Star Wars geek and I love Darth Vader.
Awesome. Yeah, have you guys been into Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities where they have that counter that's kind of like semicircular and they've got about 20 different lightsaber?
Yep.
You just have the hilt.
That's where I get the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
I got the Darth Vader before Galaxy's Edge opened over at the trading place when you would come out of Star Tours.
Okay.
It's basically the same thing, but you don't have a cyber crystal and everything. But there's some really cool ones in there. I think they have Obi-Wan's lightsaber in there and Mace Windu's. And
I
could probably buy half a dozen if I actually had the money, but unfortunately.
When we were down there, they came out with Rey, so everyone was trying to get Rey.
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader was sold out. The one day I went, Darth Vader was sold out, and I was bummed. But I said, I have another day at Hollywood Studios.
They had it that day. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite?
I don't know. Well,
it's so hard to pick your favorite when you have so much. I think.
I don't know. Well, I'll show it's not my favorite, but it's most memorable because I had this when I was. Not this exact one, but when I was growing up, I had this. It's a little plastic Mickey. He bought this on me for eBay, right? And I had it because I went to Disney when I was 2, and I used to like chew on the ears and stuff. So that's like it reminds me of my first time at Disney. It's not the exact one, but it's like it. So.
Wow.
But I have so many things I like. I can't pick one, but I guess I picked that one.
Isabel Diaz, how are you? She's one of my favorite cast members. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
So let's see. Harry Potter. I know you guys are big Harry Potter fans too. Like you said, that was your video that got the most views. Do you have a lot of Harry Potter merch too?
Oh yeah, we have a whole.
That's in another room.
It's on the side. You can't see.
Yeah, it's a shelf.
And we get a bunch of the wands. We got
wands. Yeah.
We got
they
quite a bit.
They don't have as much merchandise as Disney does. Harry Potter has a lot, but we're not going to get a robe because why are you going to wear a robe in 100 degrees? And and then what are you going to do with it when you get home? It's $125.
So what I also want to add, you're just seeing what's in this room.
Right.
In our living room is where the real.
We have
it's like the breakable stuff.
Yeah, the curio cabinet with all the the breakables and
snow globes, glasses, drinking cups.
Yeah, like special mugs that we don't want to use. We have a big mug collection too, but those are not to be used. Those are special ones.
That's cool. Every time I go into Galaxy's Edge and I see those Jedi robes, those wool brown robes, I think, I know I'm never going to be wearing that.
Yeah.
So the reason I wear an Indiana Jones hat, by the way, is 2 years ago, I went to the Halloween party and I dressed as Indiana Jones. And I went in September, like around now.
Yep.
And it was 100 degrees in September. And I've got this leather jacket on and these wool trousers and this wool cap and all this stuff. And I worked really hard at getting all the stuff right. But I was sweating so much, I was literally sweating through the leather jacket. and going from one air-conditioned place to another. And I was so stubborn. My wife was trying to get me to take it off. And I'm like, I'm not taking it off. I've been working on this for a year. I'm not taking it off. There's no way. Yeah, I would never do that again at a Halloween party, or even though they let you, they let you wear costumes now, even though it's not the Halloween party. But there's so much, especially now that I live here. It's like, I'll see, what did I see? I saw a Haunted Mansion, like a sweatshirt the other day, and I'm like, yeah, but you live here in Orlando, and where would I ever use, 3 nights a year, maybe, when it gets chilly?
Yeah.
For us in the Northeast, that stuff's perfect for us because,
Yeah.
right, it's fall here, so it's what, 50s, 60s at nighttime?
Yeah, it got down in the 30s the other night. We had a freeze warning, so, yep.
So as I told you before we actually went live, one of the things I love about watching you guys is that you seem really real and really friendly. And that's probably because of what you just said. We don't super plan it. We're just ourselves.
Right.
And we just kind of hang it. And I really like that. And also I told you that, I'm from the Northeast originally. So it sounds like I'm at a barbecue sitting on the back porch and talking with some people who are my next door neighbors or something. And there's sort of a north, you guys know probably what I'm talking about. There's sort of a north kind of a thing where people are kind of more like that. You go to Los Angeles, you go to Orlando, and it's like people don't even know who their neighbors are. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we talk to our neighbors all the time.
What, here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're all older people, but we help them out during COVID, going grocery shopping for them and stuff like that. We go over. They live across the street. We'll be talking in the middle of the street for like 30 minutes or so. That's how we are. Yeah.
And then she's a baseball mom because our son plays baseball. So, and I'm coaching him again this year. So she gets together, but it's not a clique, but it's just a bunch of moms get together. We all talk, and you might, it just seems like we all grew up together, and we're just watching all our kids play together. Right. I mean, that's the sense.
Yeah, that's how we are in the Northeast. I think we just, even in line at the grocery store, I'll talk to people I don't even know. It's just how we are up here. I think. Like the South has their Southern hospitality, but Northeast has their own. Like, how you doing? What's up?
I lived in parts of the South. I lived in Nashville, and I lived in Georgia, north of Atlanta, and it kind of got me because when people wanted to tell you that they didn't like something or confront you about something, they would beat around the bush. They had this one thing that always got to me. It was like, oh, bless his heart, he's as dumb as and you insert it there, a piece of bologna or something like that.
Yeah.
But up there, it's like somebody will just come to your door and just say, would you shut your dog up, please?
Yeah.
And the question changes. Just tell me I'm not that smart.
Yes, we're very direct and to the point up here. Yeah.
So you've made a lot of friends in the YouTube community. I know you were talking about, and me too. Actually, just lately, my channel's it's 2 years old, but I changed the name after a year, so that kind of loses all traction. Right. And then I moved down here, and life kind of gets in the way. You're working, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and I would do 2 videos in a week, and then not do a video for a month and a half. And I finally it was something that Walt from Mouse Talk told me, because he just moved down here too, a little bit after me, several months ago. And he basically just said, I've had my channel for several years, and I finally just said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm really going to do this. And he got so serious about it that he literally put in for a transfer with this company. And now he lives a half an hour outside of the park as well. And he's streaming and doing stuff every single day, doing collaborations with people. And so it was between watching him work so hard, and also this young man with Disinfinity. He's like, I miss you being goofy and doing the live streams. Why don't you do any
Yeah.
live streams? And my wife's like, yeah, why don't you? And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do them. But anyway, so Ron, you're the prankster, right? I know. You're like, what's he talking about? No, I heard that the other day. They said he like pulls pranks all the time. So what is that about? Why did one of your YouTube cohorts tell me that you're a prankster?
Who said I'm a prankster? Maybe it was the snack video we recently did.
Yeah, we did a.
So we did. We've been doing on our last few live streams. We've been just showing our merch haul, and one of them we did snacks.
Yeah.
And I came across. You ever seen the jelly beans you can get in the Harry Potter area at Universal?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those are like what's those other?
Bean doozles or bamboozles or something like that.
Yeah. So what it is you kind of take a chance with some gross tasting, like you're tasting dirt or
earwax or fish or vomit or soap.
But when I opened them up, I opened them up on live on the stream, and I kind of said, "Oh, I know what these are."
Yeah.
And I was her and the kids, and I was just dipping through.
Yeah, he's looking for the gross ones to give me the whole time. Yeah.
or we even bought some of the candy from the Japan Pavilion.
Right.
Half the stuff I didn't even know what I was buying.
Yeah, they were really sour.
But one of them was really sour, which I don't mind, but I know
I don't like sour. Yeah.
So that's probably what they mean.
I guess.
I'm in prankster outside of that.
He is a prankster. You know, he does this. He takes this provolone cheese, a real smelly provolone cheese, and he'll take a very small piece of it, and he'll hide it either in my pillowcase or my pocketbook or somewhere. And I'm like, I can't find it. It smells so bad, and I'm looking everywhere. And I get so mad at him because I'm like, where is it? I'm going to kill you.
How did we develop a mouse problem in our house? I don't know why.
I'm lucky we have no mice.
I don't do it that often.
No, he hasn't done that in a while, but.
But you reminded me. So.
Oh, no. I'm not going to buy no provolone cheese.
So you had the channel for a while. You started seeing what other people were doing, and then I guess you got into a phase where you started looking at the analytics a little bit, and trying to get yourself monetized, which I guess you are now, right?
Yes.
And I'm a little channel, and I basically am just starting to understand what that is, and also the importance of using the rest of social media. You know, tweeting stuff out and Instagramming stuff out. And you really got to sort of be on top of it. It's so, I mean, literally, I told you that thing about the news about how they're going to develop a saliva test to go in and have a safety buzzer. That happened like a half an hour ago. Something else will probably happen before I even get off. It's amazing.
That's something that we're still learning and we're kind of struggling with.
Yeah, me too.
So, you know, we have a Facebook page or group page or whatever they call it, where we post our videos. And, you know,
the Duphily crew is just.
I tweet it out. What I have learned was Instagram is the place to really try to stay on top of and promote yourself. I've actually been seeing some growth there, like some subscribers. Well, I've been able to pick up a few every week. Just by doing this. I don't know if it's led into views or more people into our live shows. I think it has. But I've been trying to pay more attention specifically to Instagram at the moment, because I'm also into photography. So it's a great place for me to share some of the photos that we take on our trips and share those with people.
Right.
Cool. Very cool. Hello, Mickey's Ears. Welcome to the stream. Same with Wild Bud Fox. No curio cabinet, but we do have Disney snow globes that are not to be touched.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, this Infinity loves your Lego castle. Hi, Isabel, my favorite Disney cast member. I hope Disney calls you back soon. If you could please, guys, if you haven't subscribed to either of our channels, One Stop Mouse or the Duphily Crew, please do so. Hit that notification bell to stay informed of Disney news that keeps changing so much. What's interesting too is I've done a bunch of videos that were kind of how-to instructional. You know, how to be prepared for the weather, how to get into Galaxy's Edge, stuff like that. And you guys know, you do a 10-minute thing and it requires a little bit of editing. And if you're editing is what takes more than anything. You could be sitting there forever. And the news is changing so fast that I have this one piece that I keep editing, and I think I've been editing it for like 2 months because we're about to put it out. It's moot.
Yeah.
I gotta change that. Why? Because I was just about to finish it, and now. So
we did the mask video. We did a video about different masks that we were going to bring to Disney, and we did tests. But after that came out, you couldn't wear gaiters anymore, or the ones with the valves. So but
So what I've learned, so the thing that I do with the vlogs and even with the live streams is my number one thing I tell Meredith, and I think you agree, is we have to have fun no matter what we're doing. Because if we're not having fun and it starts feeling like it's a job or it's a requirement, then we shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
So I try to do things that are fun. Sometimes viewers don't like it, but I look at it as I'm okay with that, because if we had fun doing it, that means a lot to me. Even if it only gets 10 views, or even if it gets 1,000 views, I just wanted to make sure that we're having fun doing whatever it is that we're doing. And even the editing. I mean, I was working on a video. I've been working on a vlog from our trip to Islands of Adventure. And I've been working on that for a week and a half. And at the last minute, I didn't see something that I didn't like in the video. She disagrees. She said it looked fine, but I didn't like it, and I didn't want it to go out that way. So that's why I threw something that I had in my back burner that was old, but I said, I'm going to throw it up there. Some people are going to like it. Some are not going to. Because I want to give it the time to my vlogs, the attention to make it right, for the quality that I want. And I even do that like with the music choices. Sometimes, because for monetization, you only can use certain music. So if you want to use some of that Disney music, you have to know, well, now you're not going to get monetized.
Right.
And for me, if I want to use a Disney clip, piece of music in my clip, and it means that my video won't be monetized, but I feel like it's going to really work and it's the direction I want to go, that's what I do. And I don't try to let the monetization or anything like that get in my way, because at the end of the day, I want it to be something that I'm proud of and that I had fun making.
Yeah, like the video we did,
the Stranger Things
and Should I Stay or Should I Go, our decision if we were going to Florida or not. It was kind of like, it was to music, and it was funny and silly and kind of out of our comfort zone, but we didn't monetize that because the songs in it. Yeah, we had a fun time doing it, and not a lot of people do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And we had fun doing it. We were laughing and stuff, and our neighbors were looking at us like, what's going on? Because they see you with a Forky mask come outside the house, and they're like, okay, what's going on? I'm like,
well, it's interesting when I edit a video, when I put something out there, I'm like an okay handyman, right? So if I fix something or if I build something, if I don't actually do it right, every single time I look at that, it bugs me a little bit.
Yes.
I don't say anything, but it's just kind of like, you know, and it's the same thing like you. That's why I have that one video that I keep saying, all right, forget it. Because it's the same thing. I'd rather not have to look at it. And then, I'm just getting to understand more about thumbnails and what gets people to watch. I did one video I think was so super creative. It was called A Wookiee's Guide to Galaxy's Edge. And it was me meeting Chewbacca at Galaxy's Edge, and he had these secret plans, and I was running through Epcot trying to tell people what the inside skinny was and how to do stuff at Galaxy's Edge. And I was like, wow, how creative. Nobody watched it at all. Then I've done some other things where I just kind of had a good thumbnail, and it was something that was timely. And I think the one that has the most views is like, I don't know, like 2.6 thousand people or something.
Yeah.
And I just kind of threw it out there. And that other one that I thought I was working on for weeks got like, like 150 or something. And I'm like,
I know the feeling, and
he gets discouraged sometimes.
Sometimes I get discouraged.
And he goes, I don't want to do it anymore. No one's watching it. He gets all mad and grumps. I'm like, it's up and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just having fun.
I mean, like
about it.
Like I threw up a video of the time we saw the July 4th fireworks at Magic Kingdom.
right.
That does not take any much editing at all, right?
Right.
There's no editing. You're just filming the whole thing.
Right.
You're doing a minor edit into that, and that get us like 20,000 views in 2 days. Wow.
Yeah, and it's all about timing too, because you put that up right before 4th of July. You're like, I'm going to put a bunch of 4th of July stuff up, and it just started going. We went to the 4th of July parade in town, and we came back, and it's going like a casino. Ding, 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 ding. It's going up, and we're like, woohoo!
But then, like you say, I do something where we did a parody of something within Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And it did do nearly as well, but which I thought was more creative, but I think that's just how it goes. And it's hard. I can tell you not to get discouraged, but I do get discouraged sometimes, and I just have to, sleep on it overnight and just say, but I had fun doing it. And if I had fun, those are memories that I can take with me and keep with me.
Yeah, it is interesting what catches people's attentions and the whole analytics and everything. I'm just really starting to get into that. About an hour ago, I was watching. They have these two brothers that are getting lots and lots of attention and subscribers. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're these two like teenage brothers that get exposed to something. Like they were watching Johnny Cash. And they never heard of Johnny Cash before, right? And they're like, who is this old guy? But he's great. And, MC Hammer and all these people, because they've never heard of them before. It's very, very interesting what people will go for. But I'm just starting to figure that out now. And I'm starting to get more into the friendships in the YouTube community, too. So, by the way, Mouse Talk has been a major push and a major positive source for me. If you haven't checked out Walt's channel at Mouse Talk, check him out.
Oh, and, yeah. We actually had dinner with them when we were down there in Florida.
Did you?
Yeah. Melissa, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I've yet to do that, and then what's interesting, the way I got into this and why I'm even down here now. I used to work at a nonprofit in Georgia, and it was a very intense job where I really got paid hardly anything. It was for a good cause, and I lived on site at the job 24 hours a day, and it was very intense. And I helped a lot of people, but after 6 years straight of that, I literally had Josh and Jenna from Resort TV 1 on a TV all the time, round the clock, just playing their videos all the time, because it was like my therapy. About thinking, when am I going to get back down to Magic Kingdom? And now all of a sudden I live a half an hour outside of Disney World, and I'm doing this. So, and my wife is actually in another room over there. She works for Disney, and she's trying to figure out how to help people with annual passes who can't figure out. Well, let's see. First, everybody with an annual pass was upset and they wanted to cancel it. Then they started seeing that things were looking better, and so they're like, "Could I uncancel it?" And then,
I think they saw like what the lines and what the experience was like how much fun others were having. Because I'll tell you that this past August is one of the top trips we've ever had to Disney, even without the fireworks and the character meet and greets. That there was so much other stuff that was being offered. I thought it was great.
Yeah, we knew going in everything wasn't going to be offered, and you had to wear the mask, but just played it by ear, and it was fun.
Yeah.
When were you guys down here last? Was it recently?
The last 2 weeks of August.
Last 2 weeks of August.
So I was there, I guess 2 days ago. I guess I was in Magic Kingdom. I thought it was great. I mean, they don't have the Halloween party and everything, but they basically have those character cavalcades, they call them, which are
Yeah.
the small parades. And they have a little Boo to You one, and they have princesses, and it obviously they were doing everything they could.
Right.
They had the decorations up, so we all want to get through this situation, but I think they were doing the best they could to make lemonade out of lemons.
I actually like the cavalcades better because then there's not mounds of people all over Main Street. You can walk and see things, and then like it comes and you see it for like 30 seconds and it's gone, and you go on and do something else. So I like them.
The weekends are starting to get a little busier here, and I don't know if people are traveling. I think maybe locals, especially like annual pass holder locals, are just saying, let's go for the weekend. And but I went on I think it was last Tuesday to Magic Kingdom, and at closing time it did get really clogged up, and it was like shoulder to shoulder, and my wife and I just pulled out and we went and sat down in one of those dessert viewing areas, viewing areas, and we just sat there and we actually, one of those areas, those areas have like AstroTurf kind of, if you've ever seen that kind of there was nobody there. They were all crushed down at leaving the park, and we were just sprawled out looking at a bright blue sky, looking up at the clouds. And my wife said to me, when have you ever laid down in the grass in the middle of Magic Kingdom and looked up at the clouds? I'm like, never. How could I? Something would step on my face.
Yeah.
So,
and we typically do that anyway at park closing, whether it's a pandemic goes on or not, where we wait a little bit past closing to let that crowd get through.
Yeah, because you're just going to be in the herd waiting. Might as well just sit on a bench and take in the Magic Kingdom and rest a little bit and let the herd go, and then you can go right on.
Have you ever seen the Kiss Goodnight?
I was just going to say, I know that happens to us, even though it's not conscious, because that goodnight kiss thing, we're always there for whenever they do that last twinkly sound and that last thing. So even though we live close, like a half an hour away, we, she's a cast member, and they have they're giving 50% off merchandise and like almost half off, like 40% off on like resort stays. And so it's weird. We don't really have a lot of money coming in right now. I'm out of work. She's working still, but so it's like, it's 50% off. So you're like, oh, but we still can't afford 50% off at the Polynesian. What do we do? I don't know, but it'll never happen again. So we're trying to take advantage of stuff while it's out here.
Wow. We did that with the 30% off on the merchandise. We're going back in December, staying at Pop, which they were doing a 30% discount. I know some of the deluxes, they were doing like 40.
Right.
It's the prices during the Christmas, during the holiday seasons
go up.
That even with 40% off, I'm just not willing to. It's out of my budget.
No, it's insane. I mean, the last time I was at the Polynesian, it wasn't a holiday, and I couldn't afford to stay then more than one night. I think we stayed at a moderate resort and even camped in Fort Wilderness. And then just because I hadn't stayed at the Poly, we stayed for one night. It was $700 something for that one night.
Oh,
I know. And I was like, well, what would this have been if it were, November 29th? It would have been, $1,500 or something. It's like, no.
I've seen some of the rooms for over $1,000 even now. I was shocked.
Crazy.
Well, my recent state of mind is I've stayed in a lot of expensive resorts. I've stayed in all the way down to the cheapest thing you can do, which is for $60 a day, you can pitch a tent on a pad at Fort Wilderness. And I've basically discovered that it's better to just stay at like the Pop Century or one of the lesser prices that has air conditioning And if I want to walk through the Wilderness Lodge, basically I was finding myself being like everybody else on a marathon trip. I'd be at the Wilderness Lodge, right? I'd get there, do the park, come in, half asleep, fall on the mattress, wake up with coffee in my hand, not even see where I was, getting on a bus, whatever. And so I'm staying in this expensive place, but I'm not even seeing it. So now what I'll do, and I did before I moved here, is I'll stay in a lesser priced place. And if I want to see the Wilderness Lodge, great. I'll go to Whispering Canyon and I'll give myself time to look at it. I don't have to stay in it. The same with the Polynesian. Those are my favorite two. What's your favorite resort?
Yeah. So we're DVC members. We just recently. We're at Copper Creek at Wilderness Lodge.
That's our home resort.
That's our home resort. So our favorites are Wilderness Lodge and Polynesian.
Really good.
Yes, I love those two places. And how we pick our rooms is during the summer, we will stay. If we're going to stay at a nicer, like a moderate or a deluxe, we'll do it during the summer. Even before we were DVC, we always did that because the summer times for us, we would go back to the room midday and enjoy the resort, going to the pool. Yeah, relax. But we go down in December and we pay out of pocket. To me, it's like you said, just give me the cheapest place because I just need a place to sleep because we're going to be at the parks from morning till close because it's just so busy Christmas week when we're down there that we just need, we want all that park time. We're not going to spend time at the resort.
Yeah, that's what it ends up being. How many times I've basically agreed with friends or family that, okay, Bob, we need at least one day if we're staying at the beach club where we're going to lay around the pool. But that never happens.
No.
And then,
no.
And then some family are like, then we get split up because some people stay at the pool. And I'm like, I'm not staying at the pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a pool person. My kids like it. I think you kind of like the pool.
Yeah.
But I'm not. And I get antsy. I have to be doing something. So that's why for me, being at the parks is the best thing for me.
You can't sit still. We stayed at the Poly this last trip, but it was good because when we were at Magic Kingdom, the kids could come. They could take the monorail back. They could go back to the room. They could go in the pool because they're a little bit older. So they didn't always have to be at the park with us. And that helped. They could sleep in a little bit and then go meet us later.
No, but for me, it's just park.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been DVC members?
3 years now.
3 years, yeah.
I think.
And so I guess you like it because it's been a few years.
Yes,
yep.
we enjoy it, and our goal is to stay at every single DVC resort by the time we're done. Yeah. So we've done Wilderness, Polynesian, and Bay Lake.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I guess let's see. DVC members, they have those suites at the beach club behind Ariel's statue that are like these big double sort of suites that are for DVC as well, and for everybody if they're available. That's interesting.
Yeah. So this last trip, we actually get to tour the bungalows at Polynesian.
Right.
So I don't know if you saw the vlog we did on that.
I did. I actually just looked at that. That was really. I was looking at that as we took the ferry over to Magic Kingdom when we went a few days ago because I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about you've been on the monorails, and the monorails, they're fine, but it's just like, it's not even a solid divider like when you're on Peter Pan on the queue. It's just kind of like a flap, just sort of hanging down. Yeah. And this little kid is sitting behind me, and she was getting ready to sneeze, and her mom said, "Sneeze into your arm." And so she's here, and she turned around and sneezed right at the divider. And I'm like, let's go on the ferry next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys joining me. I know you're real busy.
Yep. So we get the Poly one. So this Sunday, if you don't mind me hyping my.
No, I was going to say, what's your next broadcast? What are you doing?
Yeah. So we are going live tomorrow. We're going to finish up showing the rest of our Disney merch that we brought back.
Right.
Away.
So we can put it away.
Yeah. It's still delivered
do
on
do you like lose track of some of your Disney merch and not see it for a few years and go, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's an archaeological discovery. I remember this.
Oh, it's so cool. I didn't know we had this.
But Sunday, talking about suites, we also toured at the Grand Floridian the 2 and a 3 bedroom suite, which is the suites. And
it blows the Polynesian.
Oh,
bungalows
the bungalows!
Out of the water.
I don't even want to stay at the bungalows after looking at the 2 and 3 bedrooms at Grand Floridian.
They're so awesome.
So you'll definitely want to check that out because I was amazed. It's like it's bigger than my house.
Yeah. I asked
Really?
if I could move in, and they said no, but I tried.
Yeah, look at that. That's interesting.
Yes.
It's like twice the size of our house.
Yeah, our mouths dropped when we saw it.
I was like, holy.
Well, I've got, I'm going to go live on Monday from Animal Kingdom. It's the first time I've streamed from Animal Kingdom for, I don't know, 8 months or something like that. I've been there, but I haven't streamed. I don't know. I guess I'll catch you guys later. I thank you very much for joining us. Please, all of you guys out there, thanks for joining us. Subscribe to One Stop Mouse and the Duphily crew, and hit the notification bell, like I said, to be informed of stuff, because so much stuff changes. Disneyland could be open tomorrow. Josh tomorrow is basically, saying you better open up this park or it's going down.
Yeah. Well, Bob, thanks for having us on. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you. Ron and Meredith, I thank you one more time. And anything else you want to say about your channel before we sign off?
No, I don't think so.
No, we just try to have fun. So we hope people that watch us have fun as well.
Yeah.
Watching us.
I do. I can't imagine that people wouldn't. So I encourage you guys out there to check out the Duphily Cruise channel. And thanks very much. You guys just hang on one second while I just want to say goodbye to you when I sign off. Goodbye, everybody. See you real soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.